Go. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. Level up. Level up. Go. Everything, that means everything. Eyes connected to everything. And that's why. I'm in everything. All eyes on me. All eyes on everything. That means everything. Eyes connected to everything.
And that's why. What's going on, good peoples? I love how we always get brought in to Mr. John Skywalker, the Sly Talker, his music. He's going to tell you he's got 5 hip-hop albums, and they are all a vibe. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. So, yeah. I was like to say, I'm hoping that you're going to promote yourself today. I'm hoping that you're going to promote yourself.
Maybe. I mean, the folks don't be listening for the music like that. Hip-hop needs to make its change, and, so it's okay. It's not my time yet.
That's the show. We all talk about that. Hey, what's going on, good people? This is things that people don't want to talk about, brought to you by God Level. God Level is doing God Level things, so she will be joining us very, very soon. But I'm bringing us in. I'm your girl, Inattentive Ivy. You can find me on TikTok. I'm a mom, a sister, a friend, former broadcast journalist in the military, aspiring art therapist. I can finally add that to my list of things. I like to talk about ADHD. I am the owner of all my ADHD hamsters. I talk about mental health, especially with communities of color, and I share my own healing, and I keep it a buck from my own self. I like to share my stuff, my bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because hopefully it helps somebody else share out there. So I'm gonna share it so we can keep it a buck up in this joint. Originally from Dayton, Ohio, now living in the wonderful PNW. Yeah, I'm just like, y'all ready? Y'all ready to kick this thing off, man?
I think so, kind of, sort of. I mean, we're gonna make it do what it do. Make it half what it half.
Yes, sir. We're talking about infidelity trauma today. But before we do all of that, Mr. John Skywalker, the Sly Talker, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, the name's John Skywalker, the Sly Talker here. I'm a lyricist, spoken word artist. I'm a martial artist, personal trainer, a lover of life, student of psychology, and I'm a father who is currently taking clients right now. I'm currently taking personal training clients right now. Don't wait until New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, just a few days after New Year's to start a fitness regimen. The resolution has already been in front of you. You already know you got to do something about that weight. You already know you got to do something about that blood pressure. You know you got to do something about your diabetes to regulate that. You know you have to do something about your hypertension. Hire a personal trainer. Hire somebody to help you. Master. John Skywalker. Master. John Skywalker on Instagram. Inbox me. Let's have a conversation. We ain't even got to talk money yet. Let's just talk about your fitness goals. Salute.
That's it. Thank you so very much, Mr. John Skywalker, the Sly Talker. And King Newborn, would you please introduce yourself?
Peace. This King Newborn. You can follow me on all social media outlets at Newborn Everything. And as always, I am that I am, of service to the community, to family, friends, and loved ones. Peace.
Peace. Can't start the show off without it, because we all have to find our own inner peace, right? We all have to find our own inner peace. And that's the reason why we're doing this, man. We're talking about things that people don't really want to talk about. And I'm telling you, last week the show was a vibe. It was a vibe. It was strong. People, I'm talking like the comments were going. People came through talking about infidelity trauma. It's something that it touches every community, every social group, So we're just going to continue that talk going. We ain't talking about just infidelity. We're talking about the trauma associated with it, which is why this question pops up, right? Are you punishing your current partner for the mistakes of a previous one? Right. And this is more of a self-reflection question, but also it can be viewed in past tense. Have I punished my previous partner for the mistakes of a previous one as it relates to infidelity trauma, as it relates to infidelity? Are you making him
pay for the mistakes of your ex or your two exes ago, and trying to justify it at that. And I say punishing because there are innocent behaviors. It's him looking at his phone. It's him being gone, an extra 20, 30 minutes, maybe even a couple of hours. It's him not answering his phone, or he's redirected his attention away from you, or she is hanging out with the girls at night. And, you have all these thoughts. Are you punishing your partner, or have you punished your partner? Punished for the mistakes of a previous. What's you, Ivy? Have you ever done that?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. First of all, that word "punish," whew, that is a loaded word, son. You know what I'm saying? That is a loaded word, because when we think about punishing, it's like we don't. I think, I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if I can really answer that question earnestly and honestly. I think that there's definitely like in the past there might have been like maybe one partner that I can really say, like definitely felt some of the felt some more of the effects from just the unhealed things, what I'm saying, that I had went through. But man, I'm just gonna tell you, like, for real, I've been, like, when it comes to my romantic partners, I've kind of been a cornflake, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not even playing. Like, it's just, but I can admit to that now, and I can see where all of my faulty ideas about like loving things just kind of popped up, So I don't necessarily say that I'm punishing. I think that if anything, I have not showed up most authentically and most healthily in terms of, in terms of, they say that you date, if you're a man, you date your mother, and if you're a woman, you date your father, right? So I can say that I had a lot of unresolved issues from the things that I wish that I could have expressed or said to my fathers, that kind of carried over into my relationships, and I saw that. So yeah, that's what I got for that way.
You ever experienced anything like that? Dealing with a woman and she's always punishing you, blaming you, identifying, just innocent behaviors that you're doing as she, have you ever experienced anything like that?
I'm gonna say I have. And, sometimes when you do get accused of certain things, it just make you like, what's all this energy about? Like, what's going on for real? You really never really take the time out to sit down and be like, you know what, let's talk. Let's put everything on the table. Let's talk. And just see where it leads. I think that's kind of hard because sometimes everything is loaded behind emotions and feelings. So you're not even able to apply any logic to anything that's being said. So, that can make it kind of difficult, as much as we like to say we're adults and we grown, whatever age bracket you in, from 20, 21 plus, it really does take you to mature to sit down and talk about your differences and the things that you carry over from your past relationship into your current relationship. And sometimes you carry things over from just being a child at home and watching visual aid of a relationship, so
facts.
That's my take on it for the most part right now.
Yeah,
I haven't experienced it personally. I have not experienced it. I haven't dished it out, but also, I'm not a cheater, so but being on the receiving end of punishment, not directly. There may have been a taste here and there, but there's no evidence that was rooted in infidelity. I think for the most part, all the women that I've dated in all of my years of dating and monogamy, no, with the exception of one, my ex-wife, everyone else has been cheated on, right? And recognizing that, there's some compassion there, because like, dang, that's messed up. I mean, how did you cope with it? Did you adapt? So I'm going to ask some questions, but for the most part, it never really gets to that point, because a lot of the times they come in, they've healed from it, and it's more of declarative statement. I've been cheated on. That's it. This is how it happened. This is what I did. This is, so it's just part of the story. And that's how you know you're healed, by the way, is when it's just part of the story, right? There's no emotional reaction. There's no volatility. There's no tears. There's no, you're not projecting. You don't feel insecure. It's just part of the story. Yeah, this happened. Yeah. So,
I gotta ask a question about that too. Just since you just said that, both piggybacking off of what you and Keaton both said, right? Because yes, it can be a declarative statement for especially I don't think that there's many women who have been out here unless they were like younger. Oh, I haven't been cheated on in a relationship, right? But the thing is my question is what do you do once that's happened? Like have you ever asked those women? Okay, so you were cheated on. Like, what happened after you were cheated on? Because it can be a declarative or it can be a semicolon. I was cheated on, but this is what I did in order to heal. Because where the problem that I'm seeing, right, is that a lot of times when people have this infidelity trauma, they're not taking those pauses. They're not putting those semicolons in there to be like, okay, well, this is what I did to heal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and even let's go ahead and keep this a buck. Let's talk about the guys who have had to deal with that, or either if they have had to deal with infidelity trauma, and I don't know exactly what happens in a man's world and how you guys deal with, like growth.
It's more stress. It's more stress.
Yeah.
But, I think this isn't just about infidelity trauma. I'm gonna just take a small branch to the left, right? Just trauma in general. Hearing things like you got to walk on eggshells when you're around him, or you got to be very careful about what you say when you're around her. She's really sensitive, right? It's that energy. It's okay. I have to be extra careful, even though I'm already a careful individual. Now I got to be extra careful. I got to work twice as hard because you don't want to work twice as hard to heal. Dang. And so that's why I agreed last week with some of the comments about, hey, the man is choosing her, right? Like he's aware now that not only has she been cheated on 1, 2, 3, 4 times, but she's still not even fully healed. And you have to, if you're a wise man, you're going to make that evaluation in the beginning of the relationship. And you're going to be aware that this is a factor in terms of the health and the stability of the relationship. And you're going to be looking for those behaviors. So you're already a trustworthy man and you're doing all the right things. You're saying all the right things. Now she's inserting doubt, just out of nowhere. It could be a great day. And then out of nowhere, he does something that's offbeat, off kilter, a little bit out of the rhythm. And then she's spazzing on him. So from a guy's mind, we really do like peace. Like, what are you? Everything is great. Why are you doing this? You messing it up, man. So from our perspective, it's usually a place of frustration. Like, yo, do you know how hard I had to work just to create this? And then you just destroyed it by doing that. But if you say that out loud, you're insensitive. But I'm the one that's experiencing this from you. I can't do that to you. I can't do that to you. So now there's this double standard and it keeps getting, over explained. And so a man in that relationship, typically what happens, he does it a few times, he expresses his grievance about it, and then he goes silent and he just stops trying. When he gets to that point, you're actually in the yellow zone. Because it's not fair to him. We're operating off a principle here. It's like, yo, I do my best to, ensure that I'm respecting your boundaries and, I'm accommodating. So, and since we're getting ready to go, we're pretty much chopping into it.
Oh, me?
Well, come on in and introduce
I didn't want to disturb you. You was going. I didn't want to disturb you.
Oh, no, it's not a disturb. We always make time for the queen.
Come on,
I just want to say something to you, brother. I love you. You told me something last week, and you was like, keep doing what you're doing. And I needed that confirmation, and also that push, and also that support, and I really appreciate it. Like you be right on time. You really do. You be right on time. So yeah, I just want to thank you for that. I wanted to make sure I put that out there. And happy birthday to our father. Happy birthday to my son. Happy birthday to 2 of my nieces. Yes. So yeah, I don't know if you said that already, but yeah. This is God Level. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a mother. I'm a nurse. I'm an entrepreneur. I have this podcast. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm an aunt. I'm a Gigi. I am everything good.
Yes, fam.
Beautiful.
You can go back to doing what you was doing.
Yes.
So let's chop into it, because that's what we're really talking about here is, what can be done to balance understanding of your partner's pain while also setting boundaries to avoid being unfairly blamed, being the scapegoat. Right? Because if you're in that place of hurt, right?
Okay.
Your mind is just looking for triggers that's going to set it off. That's just how you're primed now. That's just how you're programmed now. It's pain. You didn't fully process it.
I want to go ahead and
then you shouldn't be in a relationship.
That's the common sense answer. That's the common sense answer.
And
that's the responsible answer.
You notice that it's coming up now in your current relationship, then you need to get you some therapy. Because it's not your partner's fault that you are being triggered by every little thing that they do because of your ex. And you have to take that, again, we talked about this last week, that pause before you react. So you might need a little bit of therapy. You may be traumatized.
Yeah. Let me put this. Can I put this out there too? I just want to make sure it's said, because I've heard another friend say this. Right, when you are traumatized, people hate their own trauma. Does that make any sense? Like once you're aware of it, we don't like showing up this way. You know what I'm saying? Especially women who have been hurt before and who are aware of it, they don't like showing up the way that they show up. And I'll speak for myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm finally very, very, very aware of how my trauma has played out in my life, in my relationships, even my friendships, family relationships, all of it, right? And I hate that part. I hate that part of myself. But it doesn't mean that I'm not deserving of love. You understand what I'm saying? So with that, I ask, and this is even men who have been hurt and those different things too, right? So I ask for, when I'm finally ready, right? If I'm ever ready, I would ask for somebody to be curious, because I'm going to be curious about them and their traumas and their things that are going on. If we're not meeting in some different, in some type of way, we learn the main thing in conflict resolution is instead of to be defensive, to be curious, right? And that's hard to do when tensions are like, right? So it takes practice. And if relationships are here to make us conscious instead of happy, then we can take that conflict resolution and we can take that conflict and we can say, what are we getting ready to learn about ourselves in this moment? And I literally, that's on my list. When it comes to somebody, if they need to be, I have to be understanding, because I'm almost 50. So let's go ahead and keep it a buck. If you're almost 50 years old, you done gone through some shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to be understanding, and they would have to be understanding and curious as well. Go ahead, King. I'm gonna be curious.
All right, so cool. So I like what you said. I want to piggyback off of that. So we keep on speaking on the relationship outwardly, right? Which is involving someone else. We're not really talking about the relationship with self, which is the first and most important relationship of all. You can cheat on yourself. You can even trigger yourself. We let's not forget about that. And sometimes it takes time out. Hey, have I even sought after therapy to deal with me and my different acts that triggered me, upset me, make me have a preconceived notion everybody hate me, everybody against me?
Come on,
bring it.
Don't nobody love me, don't nobody. Well, if you feel like don't nobody love you, you still have you to love you and love on you. Let's not forget about that. That's the most important relationship ever. Take time out to love on you. Sometimes true discipline starts with telling yourself no. You don't need to do that. Last time you did that, you hurt yourself. And you spiraled back to the last time you had a relationship with yourself. We go in and out of our relationships with ourselves all the time. That's how we level up. That's how we evolve. That's how we develop. That's how we mature. It's no different than going to school. No different than going to school.
I was just telling somebody the other day, people out here, they learning about boundaries, right? They want everybody to have boundaries with them. I set this boundary. I set this boundary. How about those boundaries that are within yourself? Because if you don't have your own boundaries for yourself, I'm going to wake up and go to the gym at 7. I'm not going to eat this food that I'm going to eat. I'm going to make sure that I'm showing up differently in X, Y, and Z situation, right? Like, I'm going to make sure that like if you don't have boundaries within yourself, then how is it that you can ask for other people? How can you find the balance within yourself? How can you ask somebody to love you when you haven't fully loved yourself? You are very correct, King Newborn. It brings it back to self. Okay, come on over here, Bart. Come step into the room. Step into the room. My head's going. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and drop bars, fam. Drop bars. Matter of fact, hey, what's that number? What's the number?
Look, it's peeking right through there, too.
It's right there, 832-479-9035.
Yeah, we're going to put it in the comments, too, then.
Yes. So those are some strategies. So strategies to balance and understand, be curious, make sure that you have a healthy relationship with yourself, because that's like number one. And like you said, God level, like, why are you don't be in a relationship if you know that you're not
ready,
right? But you got a whole bunch of people over here sick as shit out here be like, oh, he cute, sis, take a seat. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, man. Yeah. I made a post about that today on TikTok about how, after being in a relationship, Ivy, after being in a relationship or a situationship or dealing with someone, I have to take out time to myself to heal from that encounter. I have to heal. I have to pour in my own cup. That all that energy that I was redirecting to that person, I need to give it back to myself. And there is nothing wrong with that. Oh.
You know what, Mark?
Baby, he just cut me all the way off with that one.
It's called projecting. Called projecting. This is what
people
projecting
who have
means.
Cheated often take their own actions and become suspicious of their mates later on. That mate is doing what they did to them.
Yes. When you cannot see yourself, honestly, that's what you do. You be like, oh, I know I'm cheating, so I know they got to be cheating. Come on, sunshine. That's why John is like, smiling. Yeah. Okay. Aleda, I've been married 2 times and they both cheated, yet I had to pray. I had to heal, forgive them. Forgiveness was for me, not for them. And being a battered wife, oh wow. I'm sorry, sunshine. Being a battered wife on top of those cheaters. It's hard to deal with men that have not healed themselves. Due to me recognizing the brokenness in myself, I was able to recognize it in them. Now that I'm out in the dating arena, I find myself watching and waiting. There's so much brokenness out in the world. That's right, conflict resolution. It's imperative, man. It's imperative. That is so true.
Yeah.
And I can go ahead and read the rest of her comment, like if I can find it, because it's on my thingy right here. Okay, so she said, I was able to recognize it in them. Now I'm out in the dating arena. I find myself watching and waiting. There's so much brokenness out here. Conflict resolution is important. We need to show each other grace. I was just learning to set boundaries. I've always been a people pleaser. It took me 53 years to learn and to love myself first. So I'm so much happier now. God bless you too, Sunshine. Sunshine is a part of the PNC, the Poetry Night.
Hey, Sunshine. And people pleasing starts in the home with children attempting to please their parents.
I'm going to go on mute.
That starts in the house. So in that way, being a tutor is damaging yours.
Oh, that was, I don't know what that was. That was a crazy sound, Ma. That was crazy. Nope, your mic. You got yes. That was you.
Oh yeah, you going bye-bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it like I do my phone. Shake it. Just
Oh
shake
my
it.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Listen, I mean, there have been, yeah. Sunshine, you've always been pure sunshine, and I'm really sorry to hear that you went through that, Mom. But I'm telling you, like, it's real talk, yo. Like, for real, like getting the healing. And I'm a reformed people pleaser. As being a reformed people pleaser myself, I totally get that. Totally get it, like completely, about how it is that you've got to figure yourself out. You've got to figure out those boundaries. Hey, Jai. Hi, Rajai. It's my girl, Rajai. Hey, so happy that you made it in. She said I'm late, but I'm here. But yeah, it's like, you know, I go back to the thing that Skywalker said about the mansion and boundaries. I use that so much all the time. When you don't have any boundaries, because he explained it as you have a mansion and you have a house, and every one of those houses, some people don't get through the front gate. Some people, can we hear you?
No, we don't hear
I don't
you.
know. Is it better?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet. There you go. Go ahead.
Nice and
I
strong.
know.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm scared now. Like, I don't know what happened.
no, don't
Everybody
be
was
scared.
like, "Whoa, that's your mic." I'm like, "Whoa."
That just means you was
Hey,
finna
put
drop
the
some
bucks
truth.
list.
That's all. Yeah, you finna
That's
drop
what
some
was about
truth.
to
That's
happen.
all. Yeah, that's what's finna happen.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. No, seriously, I love that learning the boundaries and learning how to not be a people pleaser. That is what brings on the trauma. Let's go ahead and keep that a buck, ladies, because ladies, we choose them. We choose them. You know what I'm saying? That's the joint that's like the big one. We choose them. Oh my God, Sunshine. Oh my God.
I want to say this real quick to anybody that's watching this now as we're alive, and to anybody that watch this later or even listening to this because we're on iHeartRadio. I want to say this. This is a very, 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 very safe place for family, for friends, for newcomers, for anybody that comes to this podcast and tune in with us. This is a safe place for y'all. We do not judge here. We only here to help the community to heal through our experiences, through our knowledge, and through communicating with you all. We're here for each other. I just want to say that.
My heart goes out to you, Sunshine.
Yeah, Sunshine is a strong, very, very strong person. And like I said, pure sunshine. Like, seriously. So to hear that you've been going through all of that, I'm sorry. I really am. But yeah, no, Jai brought up something, and she's telling the truth. We choose them because we don't believe that we deserve better. You know, it's like even if it's unconscious, you know what I'm saying? We still choose them. So it's like that's the reason why we have these traumas that come up. And yes, we have to heal from them. I'll say it again. Yes, I say that because we learned that we have to earn love and child. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I definitely understand that part.
Yeah, and that's so very true. Yeah, I heard. I was watching. Well, okay, so my friend was watching. What's the name of the show? I think me and you talked about it on God Level, where this therapist was telling the girl. She was like, "Oh no, I had to learn that love comes with conditions. Don't they? They come with conditions, right?" And he was like, "You know, the only people who say that is." He was like, "Have you ever had somebody who just said that, you know, I rocks with you, regardless, like no matter who you are, I'm going to allow you your space." Yes, there we go. That's it, Sunshine.
Yeah, my experiences are to help others. She got it. Yep, she got it.
Very true. So very true. It's got to help somebody else, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, no, he was just saying, like, have you ever had somebody to just be like, whoever you are, however you show up, that's who you're allowed to be. And I'm just like, how many people have really had that? You know, truly had that. So yeah. Let's see, where's our next question? Since we're talking about these strategies, anybody else have any strategies?
Is it fair to expect absolute transparency in a relationship? Why and why not? Ooh.
I would love to hear what our gentlemen have to say about that.
Man.
Because I'm curious.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get dirty then. Let me get dirty. Then. So, for me, I understand. For me, I'm gonna say this again. For me, it's wrong to expect anything from somebody other than them being who they naturally are. It's wrong to expect that. And even at that point, I have to respect what you show me to expect from you. You understand what I'm saying? Because at that point, you're showing me truly what I need to understand. And I have to make a decision after that. Whatever that decision may be, I have to make a decision after that. But I shouldn't expect you to do anything other than be who you are. Now, on the other hand, Miss Tanner, we talk about this. When you bring it back to yourself, if I hold value in myself, if I find myself worthy of me loving me, I have a standard of how I love and appreciate and attend to myself and love on myself, then I would expect someone to see that and treat me the same as how I treat myself. Now I can expect that. I can't force it on you though, but I can expect you to treat me the way I treat myself.
Or can you expect somebody to treat you like they treat themselves? Because if somebody can't treat themselves well, if somebody doesn't treat themselves well, then how are they going to treat you well?
Well, that comes down to awareness, paying attention to the signs of what's going on. You know, if you see, like Skywalker had mentioned, if I'm paying attention to what you're doing and what you're not doing, and I already got a regimen of how I treat myself, I'm putting the reps in for myself. If it's not in alignment, let me sit down and have a talk with you. Let me try to understand what's really going on. I don't want to assume. I want to sit down and have a talk with you. Let's get some understanding. Keep it simple.
Sunshine, you said yes. So how much of this do I share while dating? All I can do is be me. So do you talk about your past with your future mates or future possible mates? That is my question for her.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I got nothing to hide, but I know others have to feel good. You know what? Let me tell you something about that right there. Let me tell you something. I tell you, your girl got ADHD hamsters, baby. I will run my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think, oh, that's me being transparent, right? But somebody told me that there's a difference between. Wait a second, let me get it right. There's a difference between being transparent and then being vulnerable, right? There's a difference between transparency and vulnerability, because I could be transparent. I'm like, yeah, me and God Level, we went to the corner store. We picked up 2 Fagos, right? Come on, Mark, come on in the room. You got your own hamsters. Thank you very much, right? Come on in the room.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I could do that, right? But I also learned that the difference between transparency and vulnerability is me being vulnerable is how did I feel about that, right? Right? Like, how did I feel about it? And now I'm getting ready to say something about how I used to show up and how I realized how harmful it was. Okay. Now this is about 10, 15 years, Ivy, ago. Right. So I used to be, because I'd had a, relationship with a lot of infidelity trauma, a lot of some different types of trauma. Right. And I was like, oh, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell Ed, I'm going to say, oh, this man victimized me. Right? Like, he treated me bad. Right? And I realize now that the difference between, oh, hold on.
That was me.
That was you. Oh, okay. My bad. I realize now the difference between that and me sharing who I am now and how I felt about it is I have to take responsibility for myself. And when I'm being vulnerable when I take responsibility for myself. Does that make any sense? I'm hoping that pans out. And with that vulnerability, I think that's important. Not necessarily all the transparency. Like, I think that vulnerability is what's important instead of being completely always transparent with everything. Because what if you're trying to throw a surprise party for somebody? You can't be transparent about that, you know? So
No.
so there's a difference between
No.
transparent and because I'm vulnerable, I now expect vulnerability. But transparency, that's what are we talking about here? Yeah. That's just me. I'm gonna shut up. Y'all know I talk a lot. Okay.
His fingers should be burning up, Mr. Mark. It's a whole phone number that at the bottom of this screen, 832-479-9035, that you can call because your fingers is burning up.
Yeah, but it's just, he's commenting with the flow. He's commenting with the flow. So that's why because, something else comes up. He wants to, just to get, so we could do our thing. But anyways, so my take on the question, right? I'm not too fond of absolute anything. Absolute anything when it comes to reality. Absolute. Like, I really don't even like saying absolutely because I'm like, really? Absolute? Do you know what absolute means? Like, if you look at it really from a practical standpoint, so absolute transparency, that's hard to do just by yourself. Being honest with yourself, completely transparent with yourself at all times. Do you know how long of a commitment you have to make to that? And so I'm going to expect you to do that with me. But the other thing, again, we're thinking about realism, right? We're being practical. Do you know how emotionally exhausting that would be? Someone is telling me everything that they've done all the time. Listen, I am a man. I'm filtering out a lot of the stuff that you're saying just so you could tell me this one main idea. Yo, I didn't need all that. I didn't even need the context. You say this idea, I would have wrote the book for you. But you're giving me all these details. Okay, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Yep, you're being honest about that too. That right there. Yeah, forget all the stuff that you just said for the first 10 minutes. I just needed this. All the rest of the transparency, I didn't need. So for practical reasons, I think absolute transparency would be inefficient. No privacy. No privacy at all. Like you know it. You mind reading too? It's a lot of information, y'all. And I think it's appealing to the cheater at face value. I think it's appealing to the one who's been cheated on at face value because, there's a dichotomy there. It might sound appealing to the cheated on because, I have access to all of this information. So at least I'll know ahead of time whether they're going to cheat on me or whether they have intentions of a cheat. At least I'll know. So I'm going to pose this next question right here in relation to that. Do you think we overestimate how well we can detect infidelity?
I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. This is probably the reason why I'm going to be single for a while. Because I am ADHD. And I do not understand like this. Sometimes the social nuances to tell that somebody is lying. You know what I'm saying? Like I just started understanding when my kids are lying, and I just try to, and I mean like for real. And it's hard for me, and it's kind of embarrassing to admit to that, but I mean it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me. Do we overestimate how well we can detect infidelity? Hell yeah! I know for me, come on, if you got hamsters of your own out there and you watching, man, that shit is hard, bro. It's hard. Yeah. Yes, come on, sunshine. It's hard. You want to believe people. You want to trust people. I'm gonna go on mute.
Say that.
It is. It's
you
hard.
Want to believe people.
Yeah. And it's and I'm not gonna lie to you. That's probably one of the biggest reasons. I know that's one of the biggest reasons why I've had some issues in my love life and my dating life because I want to believe. I want to believe people in general.
Hey,
Mark. And I'm realizing that I can't. It's. You know what?
Hey,
You bought the bottle of beer. And
Really?
So
Oh
what you're
shit.
saying is
Oh
that you
man.
bought the bottle of beer.
So
Don't
you
you
got
go
to the
there.
store
At
at
11.
9:15, right? Yeah, it was 9:15. It was 9:15. It was 9:15.
Hey,
No, you done
you know you
fucked
done
up,
fucked
right? That's crazy.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy, man.
Oh my God.
But you said you got off work early. Yeah, it was 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But it took you 16 minutes to get here. The fuck?
Bruh.
I had to
Bruh.
grab the keys out the car.
Man, maybe I wanted to listen to that new what's the name single. I mean anything, right? Yeah.
Man, that's
I
crazy.
can do it.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
Smith.
Oh.
I'm probably gonna be chilling for a while, a couple years at least, minimum.
You told me to roll the trash can out when I pulled up. That's 30 seconds uncounted for. What you was doing?
Now this one right here. Now this is
Oh
another one.
man.
This is another one. I can only speak for myself, but I've been right every time. I would ignore
Yeah.
it, and eventually it didn't hurt anymore. And it
Woo.
always came to light, and I didn't dig for it because I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I mean, that's real talk right there too. Like once you finally found out that somebody is lying, sometimes you'd be like,
Oh man.
Oh my God,
You know
whose
what?
hair is in the car? It's too dark to be mine. I'm so done.
I ain't
with
blind. I am not blind. Not blind. My hair is kinky and coily. What are you doing?
Oh man. It could have been an earring that she lost. It could have been lip gloss that fell out her pocket. You know what I'm saying? You remember you switched the wigs 2 weeks ago. Now, man.
You ain't right, did you?
Man.
You was wearing Shelly. Now you wearing Leanne. Leanne got brown hair. What are you doing?
Oh,
Man, that's crazy.
she got married at 18. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think pop culture has some influence here on how we detect infidelity, because it's movies, it's cinema, it's a lot of magic, and so you see the shows, the scenes where so and so caught so and so cheating, and it's just so obvious. It looks just so easy. So I think cinema, films, movie, that influences how easy we think it is to detect. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, hold on. Makes it a cool thing for men?
I'm sorry, my mouth dropped on that one.
I don't know about that one. I'm not gonna challenge it.
In my mind.
But
In my
so
mind.
then there's such a thing as confirmation bias, right? Confirmation bias. That's a big one. And I see us doing it in everything. It's not just with cheating, with relationships. We do it with religion, we do it with money, we do it with markets, we do it with music taste, we do it with everything. We're looking for information that confirms what we already believe to be true. And so anything that he does confirms what you already believe he's a cheater, but you will verbally say he's not. I just haven't caught you yet, but I believe you're a cheater. I just haven't caught you yet. It's that. And so anything he does confirms that belief. But then it's the question. Again, this is why I say in the beginning, for me, it's very efficient. If I got to do all that, we're cutting the strings, we're cutting the top, we're cutting it. Because I no longer can decipher, and I really pride myself on my ability to process information. So if I got to go through all of this and question every bit, it's inefficient. That is not research. I should be able to go look for what I want, ask the question I want, get the answer I'm looking for, make sense, keep it moving. Well, John, what if they're lying? Well, how long can you hold up that lie? How much stamina you got?
Some people
because you got to work hard for that lie. You got to work hard for it. You're going to have to work hard for that lie. With somebody that's always, generally honest, they're going to remember the story every time you tell it. And if you start changing up bits of the story, like, well, hold up, I thought you said,
Yeah.
well, no, I mean,
Moving
you
the
know the
goalposts.
closing story, right?
Yeah.
Freudian slips and all that, but let's go ahead and move it on. Let's move it on.
I got a quick one while we moving along. We can switch. I got a quick one real fast. So when I was a barber, I had several clients, men, married, that their wife will come to the shop and say, "Sir, I don't want this on him. Just a little taper in the back, clean them up, smooth them out. That's it." She said, "Nah, even all over, line them up." In my mind, I'm like, that's LBC, because that's what I learned in school. A little boy haircut. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, this one particular woman / wife, she didn't like for her husband to get attention. So any attention he got, he was automatically cheating. Later on, found out she had been in a relationship for 3 years.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
So
I
she
said
was
yeah.
projecting. So she was projecting.
Hey.
Let me tell you.
Hey.
They say women are better at it.
You know something? You know something? Oh my gosh. Projection, yo. Yes, people, before you get into another thing, get your shit straight. I am sorry, like for real. Yes, it might take
some men don't believe in closing one door before opening another. They're going to go through both doors at the same time.
Close the fucking door. Close the fucking door.
Well, I ain't going to say some men, some people. We just going to say people. I'm not going to say men. Some people don't believe in closing one door and then opening up another. They just don't.
Oh my gosh, come on, man. That's the truth. And the thing is that if you don't close that door, what are you really opening yourself to? Come on. You judge yourself based on your intentions. You judge other people based on their actions. But when you see their actions, then what are you doing? When you see your actions in another person, what are you doing?
Man, Miss Tanner, this one right here, listen. I worked in a barbershop / beauty salon, man. I heard a lot of stories.
Dude is crazy.
I heard a lot of stories.
Go ahead. You heard a lot of stuff. Okay, go ahead, because I feel like you got one. Go ahead.
Trust me.
No, because exactly what she's saying right there, I really know that firsthand. Like that, and it hurt me. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like, put it like this: all black women are beautiful, right? All women are beautiful. All black women are beautiful. But that woman to go from a particular size to another size, and then get ridiculed for getting to that size, but the whole purpose was to keep people from looking at her when she was the original size. Man, but who can say anything if that's your wife?
If y'all already know, a couple of years ago, John knows, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and Renee has seen pictures of me. Excuse me, God Level has seen pictures of me.
God.
I was getting fed because if I was
It
sick,
is, bro.
if I was fat, if I was sick, if I was fat, if I was just at the house, nobody wanted me. You know what I'm saying? Why was I going to and what did I say? I said that I felt like I needed to stay for survival, and I was there. And I have lost 120 pounds. You know what I'm saying? For my health, not to be cute, but the thing is because I realized that another part of that was he was feeding me. So I get it. Yes. And it was that insecurity. Oh yeah, you can have whatever you want. Yeah, it's making you sick of shit. That's fine. And what was I going to do? You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't causing it because I was putting it in my mouth, but still, it's the thing.
Hey, John, I love this question. Miss Tanner, you tight.
Can we ever fully prepare? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Finish the question. Yeah.
Can we ever fully prepare ourselves for the possibility of betrayal? No.
And I want to say this.
Well, go ahead.
If you really want to see this question come to life, if you're in a committed relationship right now, or married, either or however you want to look at it. This your boo. Y'all been together, however. Start going to the gym and working out and eating healthy and see what type of conversations transpire in the house. See what type of conversations transpire in the house. Huh? See what happened. See what happened. See what happened. You start shaping up. Clothes starting to fit different. You spraying cologne or perfume. Getting your hair done all the time. Getting it cut all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get massages to the chiropractor. Frequent checkups. Let me run to the doctor. See what that is. See what that was.
Going to go get your hair and your nails done.
Man, come on, man.
They gonna be like, "Who you trying to look good for?" Hey,
thank you. That part.
That's my daughter. That's
that
my
part.
mom.
Hey, Niecy Boo. Yeah, that part.
That is.
Who you trying to look good for?
And
huh?
You know what?
I like you the way you are.
Oh, you beautiful at any size.
Yeah, you beautiful, baby.
Okay.
You beautiful. Who you trying to look sexy for? Huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Except for money, by the way.
Don't get your head busted, you know?
All of that, times 3. All of that.
It don't take that long to get no gas. It don't take that long to get no gas.
You went to the store. Oh, okay. All right. Make sure you turn your Life 360 on. What?
Oh, wow. Now that's crazy right there.
What is Life 360? That's
an
app that...
We're going to talk about that backstage. But, yeah, let's go ahead and go to this question.
No, it's only betrayal when it comes from someone you trust.
Ooh, I in turn ask, can you betray yourself then? If you say someone you trust, can you betray yourself?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, half of the women who are out here who have this infidelity trauma, right? I'm going to go ahead and use myself because until I came to myself, I didn't know this. Until I started to honor myself, I had trusted outside. I trusted men externally. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was so pissed when it went left with my ex. I was so pissed that it went left because of the fact that I had put all my trust in him, but I couldn't trust myself, right? Because I didn't know how to come to self. Nobody talked about, come on, man.
Self-sabotage is a betrayer.
That's it. Where you honoring yourself. And you got to come to self you got to come to self before you getting anything different.
Before I'm not going to lie. Now I got to throw my other brother under the spotlight real quick. Before I met John, I didn't trust men. I promised to God before I met John and my brother, I didn't trust men. I didn't trust them.
Okay, I'm going to do air quotes. She gave me hell.
And you know what? He's not lying. I challenged him every chance I got. I really did. I challenged him every chance I got on his, and it's not even authority, but just on what he was just saying to me. I challenged him because I had a problem with trusting a man. And when I met him, I was like, he's like the smartest thing coming and going. But man, did I give him a hard way to go. Now it's like, I'm good. You know, hey, brother said what? Oh, okay, that's what we doing.
But let's be clear though.
I do know.
My sister, this is no disrespect to any man of her past. When my sister came to St. Louis, she was met with love through and through from her brother and sister. No matter what she did or what she was going through, what was a heartache, what was a pain, it didn't matter. She was always met with love. Even when she challenged me, I still met her with love. I didn't allow myself to get a particular way or get outraged. I still try to bring it back to love. No matter what, I always try to bring it back to love. That I want to say that's the difference on my behalf, because I wanted my sister to see great in black men, period. Period.
Yeah.
Only to find out later on, her grievance with me was trying to separate niggas from wondering what dad would be.
Ooh. Ooh. You know, this is why we have to give this is how we have to give. We got to give our people grace. Grace for ourselves. Grace, because the grace, once we're able to give it to ourselves, we're able to extend it to the other people who we love. And that's beautiful, y'all. That is beautiful. Like, seriously. Oh, have your moment, Bob.
Girl. Today is his birthday.
And if you go to my page, you'll see my posts. I hope I'm walking in his image every day. Period.
It's beautiful, man. That is beautiful.
So betrayal is tied to expectations, right? Betrayal is tied to expectations. And I like to take the Buddhist approach to life. It's a practicing detachment, right? It's your attachment to your expectations that intensify the emotional volatility and reaction to betrayal. It's your attachment. The more you're holding on to this idea of maybe it's perfection, maybe it's a standard, a rule, maybe it's how they moved, but you hold on to that memory, you hold on to that idea, you hold on to that assumption. This is what I believe that they're going to do. I believe them when they say that, you know, they practice fidelity, that they're loyal to me. I believe them, I believe them, I believe them, I believe them. But there's no tempering with that, right? It's absolute. There's no tempering with it. You're not saying, can I account for a margin of error? Could I be wrong a little bit, 5%? Can I put a little bit of doubt in there? Because otherwise, why would you be researching a potential cheat? Why would you be researching the evidence if you didn't at least have that little bit of doubt because you came across some new information about the individual? You've been collecting information since the beginning, right? And so when you come across some information, again, there's a change in their patterns and you don't understand the complexities of that individual, but you see a change in their pattern. That little bit of doubt that you didn't account for, but you trust, believe, faith. That little bit of doubt that you didn't account for comes forward. And then if there's a confirmation bias involved, you may end up accusing them and there was no crime, and then boom, there is a crime, there is a transgression. Can you fully prepare for that? Not fully. But I think that there are measures that you can take to prepare for betrayal. Firstly, by accepting, this is the big one, accepting that people are very complex and the person that you met at 23 is not going to be the same person at 33. Not going to be the same person at 42. Not going to be the same person at 56, right? So you got them in this season. Maybe you caught them in their cheating season, and that experience changed your whole perception of them. All you can see is a cheater now. You can't see a Democrat. You can't see a martial artist. You can't see a great entrepreneur anymore, right? Your expectations really formulate the health of that relationship. Is it flexible? I think it's okay to be like, you know what? I wouldn't put that past them. They've shown me enough evidence for me to believe this, okay? They've shown me enough for me to have faith. But can't I leave at least a little wiggle room for the potential? I'm not going to entertain it, but if something comes up and it's very salient, then that little piece of doubt gets to come in and we get to investigate. Right. But I'm just saying in the sense of, looking forward, it's not about avoiding betrayal. It's not about avoiding it because people are going to betray you in some fashion. It may not even be with another human being. It may just be in their values.
Facts.
And so you can feel betrayal about anything. So have you practiced accepting the fact that this person is going to betray you in some way? Have you already started doing that work?
No, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, while you can't fully prepare, you can prepare with the acceptance. You can even prepare by taking it a step further. What if they do it? This is the planning, right, that we were talking about. What if they do it? What am I going to do? And having a plan just basically says, hey, I have faith that you're going to be loyal and true to me, but I have an insurance plan over here. I accept the possibility that you may do it. Don't take it as an insult. This is about me. This ain't about you. This is me.
That is your
Just
plan.
like if you did it to me, hey, John, I was preparing for you to, do me like this. I was preparing for it. And I'm going to get mad at that. It's not even a talking point. Who cares? Oh, man, shut up. That's not even relevant. It's not even relevant that I did the plan. It's already here. It was here before you came here. And you're going to argue about something that was already here that you didn't know about. I didn't know about this, so we're even, right? You can argue that down. That's not the point. The point is you can be resilient before you have to go through that. You can be resilient enough to be like, if this happens, I accept that this person did this. The most I might want to know is, what was your motivation? Why did you do that to yourself? You didn't do anything to me, but why did you do that to yourself? Why did you?
Yeah.
Just so that I can love you more, if that's your motivation. All right. This guy right here. I think everybody listening to this guy right here. All right. So we're coming on our close, right? So I just want us to, for the sake of healing, because healing begins with awareness, right? Healing begins with awareness. So you got to ask certain questions, and that's what therapy does, right? It's about asking open-ended questions so that you can arrive to an understanding, or you can process those emotions, right? Release them and do what you will with them, right? Awareness, asking yourself the question so that you can be self-aware, right?
There are 6 levels to suffering and acceptance, right? I've been teaching this to my kids. And the reason why I go through this is because, first of all, a lot of times the thing is about becoming self-aware, right? So first level of suffering and acceptance. First level is you don't know that you're suffering, right? And this happens to a lot of people. In infidelity, the trauma happens when you don't know that you're suffering. Level 2 is that you know that you're suffering. Level 3, you finally found out the source of the suffering, of said suffering, right? Level 4, and this is, people get stuck between 3 and 4 all the time. You know who's causing the suffering. Number 4 is that you want to blame everybody else for your suffering, right? Level 5, though, is now understanding that nobody is coming to rescue you from said suffering. This is the game changer right here. If you are experiencing infidelity trauma, if you are experiencing trauma of any kind, I hate to be like this and just straight keep it a buck. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is coming in on a white horse. Yeah. That perfect man that Tyler Perry always says, that perfect woman that Tyler Perry always puts in their movies. They're not coming to rescue you. And level 6, once you realize that nobody's coming to do the work and that you got to do the work, you get out there and you do the damn work. Period. That's it. That's what that is not a question. That is the thing that somebody needs to know in order to get them closer to healing.
But it's worth asking, though, to that, right? It is worth asking oneself, like, do I even want anybody to come rescue me, though? The implications, just the implications. Do I want somebody to have me in this vulnerable space, the authority, the power, the influence to always be able to say, I saved you from anytime. What? Would you want somebody to have that over you? I saved you from, like, imagine Spider-Man, like, hey, you remember when I saved you from, come on now, I'm Spider-Man. I didn't have to save you. Imagine him saying that to you. Well, you shouldn't have saved me then. If you were going to rub it in my face, don't save me.
And if they are doing that, then their intentions wasn't good from the start.
That part. Because they already knew what they were doing.
If they got to throw it up in your face, I saved you. Your intentions wasn't good from the start. And to go back to what Mark said. That's the thing with
saving, though. That's the thing with saving. Most people with that complex of, okay, I can save you. It's really about feeding their ego most of the time. Because, anybody who knows about being saved knows that I can't save somebody that doesn't want to be saved. So I can help you, but you're going to be saving yourself. and I'm going to help you do that. Because in the end, you still have to do your part. I'm on the outside, I just care.
The sunshine has baby girl. And you are still standing. You are still talking. You are still sharing. Oh my God.
Yep. And I'm taking abnormal psychology, and I feel that. I feel that. I feel that you don't even know, right? So, like you said, do you want somebody to come save you? But the first thing is that you got to be aware of what is happening. Ooh. Oh. Girl.
So let's hear, y'all. What is one question that they should ask themselves that will get them closer to healing?
That's a very good thing. That's a very
well,
good
I'll tell you what. I'll start it off with from the group. We had a few commenters. All right. What was the lesson in this situation? What am I supposed to learn so that I can grow from this? What does this mean to me? And what am I going to do next with this information? Does this diminish the worth of the relationship? Me, him? Am I going to stay knowing this answer? Nancy said, what part did I play in letting someone cause me this trauma? Tarian says, are you ready to understand and not hear through your trauma? That's a good one. How did I put myself in this situation? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Sunshine. What do you see when you look in the mirror?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, me and Ivy just talked about that this week. What do you see when you look in a mirror?
And Chris, he had a few of them. What character traits that correlate to this behavior have I been finding myself attracted to?
Woo! Because that's a whole bar right there.
Wow. Okay. What do I have to do to outgrow the mindset that repeats this behavior?
Yeah.
That's a hard question. Yeah, that's a hard one. Have I convinced myself that I deserve this?
Nobody deserves this, man. Nobody deserves
If so, how can I unconvince myself? If so. So those are some good questions. That's from the group. And just in case you guys don't know, we do have a Facebook group. Type that in. Join panel. One question they should ask themselves.
Can I throw this out there? If you're ADHD, right? Because, I'm always talking, that's my platform, right? If you got them hamsters, sometimes it makes being self-aware a little interesting because we're trying to see ourselves in other people, right? Because we've been told, like you're flighty, you're this, you're lazy, you're black. Like we've been told that our entire lives, right? So if you cannot get to try to see self, get yourself a journal. Start writing down your experiences, and a pattern will start to emerge.
Yeah.
You cannot refute it if you start seeing the patterns in black or white. And if you start to see the patterns in black or white, that's going to help you get to healing, because healing doesn't necessarily mean, I'm not going to do all this stuff all over again. What it means is that you're following that pattern again, whatever that pattern is, whatever your mental health illness is, whatever your personality, whatever it is, right? And it says that I'm going to stop what I normally do, and instead of going left, I'm going to go right. That's healing. I want y'all to understand that. That's what people don't tell you what healing is. So understanding and recognizing your patterns that make you, that kind of put you in some of those similar situations, that put you with people who are unavailable, people who will cheat on you, people who will beat you, people who will inflict trauma within your own entire life. Write it down, look at the pattern, tell them yourself, at that point, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I'm just going to go. I just wanted to throw that out there. And I'm going to shut up because y'all know I talk loud.
Oh, Lord. When you start to really do the work on self and changing how you move and recognizing those behaviors that you have, grown into as a result from what you've been through as a child, you start to see the things that other people themselves need to work on. It becomes like a red flashing light when you listen to their stories. He's like, okay, that's where your abandonment issues come from. Okay, that's why you move the way that you move, you know. But to get back to the question is, are they even ready? Are you ready to do the work? Because it's going to require you to isolate. It's going to require you to sit with yourself. It's going to require you to look back over everything that you've been through and everything that you've done up until now. That's a lot. Some people are not ready to do that look back. They would rather continue on the way that they're going because they've learned to function well in a dysfunction. So are you ready? Are you ready to become something different than you've always been? Do you believe that you can become something different than what you've always been? So yeah, that's my take.
What you got, Kate?
The only thing that comes to me, and this is based off of my own personal experience. Is this failure or final? Is this failure or is it final? Failure will expose where I'm not. Final will expose where I am.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Failure is temporary.
Failure is
Ooh,
temporary.
like
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is this failure or fine? Oh man, I like
Failure
that.
or final.
Yeah. Man, I like that.
I'm just saying that's just my experience.
Yeah, that's a clip. I'm gonna make sure I post that. That's a whole clip right there, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Man, that's deep. That is.
See, I love my
John,
brother.
John, where you go? John.
Yeah, we can't hear you, John.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm here.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
So I have a lot of them, but I think just a real simple, straightforward, what do I need to feel safe and secure in relationships again? That one. Gotta know what you want. Gotta know what you want before you get it.
Very much so. Gotta know what you want. And you have to know who you are in order to know what you want.
That part. You gotta start with self first.
That's
you
it.
really do. You gotta clean. You gotta turn around and look at that 18-wheeler you've been riding around with all that baggage, and you're gonna have to go through that shit one by one, and you're gonna have to empty that shit out. You're gonna have to unload. You're gonna have to unload. I thought I was doing the work after I left my husband. I thought I was healing. I thought I got rid of my 18-wheeler worth of baggage that was attached to my childhood. Nah, baby. Oof. When you really start to do the work within yourself, you gonna notice everybody else's shit too. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
And I want to also put this out there: to realize your own shit is to realize that everybody else has shit too. You know what I'm saying? And when you're able to give when you're able to give your own self grace, that's the reason why we got to start. You got to start with self, because when you give yourself grace for your bullshit, you're able to give the right people grace for their bullshit, because you know what it looks like. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta give yourself grace.
Yeah, you have to.
If not, you're not gonna make it over that hill. You're not gonna make it over that. You will get stuck on that hill like, damn. No, keep going.
How do you explain to these people that have these suitcases that they aren't for you? Throw a bag out. No,
Sunshine, girl. I love her.
Throw a bag at them, girl, and run.
One by one.
Man.
So trust is built, right? So that means that there's a pace. And if you got a lot of baggage, first off, I mean, if you got a lot of baggage, do you really want to bring in a co-pilot for this flight? Man. Hey, I need to lighten the load, man. Look, I got a lot of baggage. I need to lighten the load. We could be cool. We can chill. Let's just keep it, very surface level for right now. When I get rid of some of this baggage, the plane will be lighter. Okay, so that's the first thing. But if they are patient and they're willing to stick around and catch that flight with you, even if it's a delayed flight, you do it one by one. And this is you testing with each baggage, you're testing to see how committed they are. But they can only match your commitment, right? Yeah. They can only match your commitment. So it's your baggage. So how committed, like, hey, this is my baggage. So I'm sharing this with you and I'm letting you know the history of this baggage. And the claim is already here, but I'm unpacking and I'm sorting it through. This is my process. You can help me with it, but I don't expect you. Because I've been working on this before you. I'm gonna keep working on it with you. Do you want to stay around on the flight for that? You want to ride with that? Well, okay, cool. Let me see your baggage. Let's do bag for bag. Let's see what you got.
Facts.
One by one.
Facts.
Very much so. If y'all could meet some of the gentlemen that I work with, y'all will love them. And their mindset and where they're headed and their thoughts and their words and the things that they are speaking on. Like I'm loving this new generation of men coming up. Fire. They need big brothers like y'all. They really do. They need big brothers like y'all. They really do. Oh my God. Tonight was great. I want to thank everyone for jumping in on tonight's live. I want to thank the comments. Mark, Sunshine. Oh my God. I'm sending you nothing but positive energy. Renee, I love you. Oh my God. Did I miss anyone else? Tonight's been great. What are we doing next week?
We'll talk about it backstage.
Yeah. Because we got a bunch of ideas.
Bring up the list.
Bring them out.
Thank you to my wonderful panel, John. He has been with me on this road for 3 years. Ivy. Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
It's been 3 years since I started this. Yeah. And my brother, as soon as I invited him on, he has not turned away. Supporter in Ivy. We don't know where Sherman is. He's somewhere working, but he always show up on time though.
Yes, he does. Yes,
he always show up on time.
Oh, and Renee, we are on every Tuesday. No, I was just going to tell Renee we are on every Tuesday. Yeah.
Every Tuesday, 7 p.m.
Eastern.
Wow.
Wait. No, it's 8 Eastern. I'm sorry. So you got 8 Eastern.
7 p.m.
Like 3 years, John.
Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's talking about the show.
3 years.
And if you over here on my side, PST is 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I want to thank everyone jumping in on tonight's live. We will see you all back here next week. John, you got